Hello and welcome. Here we are. My name is Briget Boyle, and I'm so excited to be here today to premiere my new music video, Salty Tears. Whoa. It went live on YouTube at midnight last night, and it's been really fun to kind of see how people are reacting to it. And I thought it would be a good reason for getting together with some really great friends of mine to discuss the process, share the video, just check in. So we've got Jared Swanson, who is the director and editor of the video. And we've got Beth Cloutier, who was the director of photography, and Margaret Belton, who's one of the actors. And I'm just so honored to be here and to share this work with you. So we'll kick it off by watching the video. Here we go. So just give me a second to get this set up. And pull all of us out, and we're gonna watch it. Here we go. Oh, wrong one. Oh my goodness.
And Margaret, let's go.
Sorry, little technical difficulty. Give me 1 second. Let me get this right. I shared the wrong screen.
Congrats on making a live event during the pandemic, Briget.
I know.
Well
I have
done.
a lot of screens open on my computer right now, so it's no wonder that I got a little confused, and I keep not hitting the share audio button, which is a very important part of a music video. Here we go. This should do it.
your crowbar the next time that you come around. Make it quick and painless. Leave your glass on the ground.
Oh my goodness gracious. Thanks everyone for being here. That was the Salty Tears music video.
Yay! Briget, you have a little bit of feedback.
And this here is the team that made it happen. Oy vey. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Give me one sec.
Is this any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here and watching. If you want to let me know where you're tuning in from, that would be rad. Put it in the comments section. I see that my family's here, and there's a bunch of people from Oakland and a bunch of people from Chicago, and so I'm super grateful to share this video with you. I'm going to put the YouTube link in the comments if you want to go and watch it again and again and again and again. You're welcome to do that. I noticed that the more that I watch it, the more little things I see. Like there's a little moment where Margaret like looks at me and it's like, it's deep. So I just wanted to bring Jared and Beth and Margaret here to talk a little bit about the process of making this music video. It's interesting as, you know, as we are in this digital music age where digital distribution is the main way that people consume music. Music videos have become such an important part of the expression of art in music. And Jared and I had a really good connection over our first music video, Keep It Simple, and so I called him up as soon as I wanted to make Salty Tears because I knew he was the man for the job. And Jared, do you want to tell me what the process was like for you?
Sure. And Briget, you're a little quiet. I don't know if it's possible to turn you up while I talk a little bit. Yeah, so this was a process for us. We got together right after we did that Keep It Simple music video, which we made really simply. It was just like a one evening, half a day kind of shoot, right, in the darkness. And then you talked to me about how you wanted to make something that was bigger in scope and something that was a little bit more digging in, and for us to really create something with perhaps a crew and actors. And so we started talking, you and I, about, I mean, really about your personal life and what the song means to you. Oh, now I've got a little feedback. There we go. That's good. And just what this song means to you personally. And we kind of dove into it. And I don't want to give away everything that we talked about because I think it's so much more interesting for people to watch this video and have their own experience with what they think the meaning is and what the symbology is. But that opening sequence, maybe we can dive into certain things more, but that opening sequence where it's sped up and you're still singing in time was originally the concept perhaps for a whole video. And then we decided to be much more interesting for time to speed up and slow down throughout. and for there to be just more nuance with the characters. But we planned this for like 2 months. We had to test all of the opening sequence was a 5-minute take, I think. Does that sound right, Beth? It was something like 5 minutes, and we only got 2 chances at it, and we had to have you. It took us months to figure this out, but we had to basically, every word had to be timed to the minute so that she could sing it really slowly. Yeah, really crazy mouth movements you had to learn so that when it got sped up, it actually synced with the song in real time. So that was quite the process. And we had maybe 2 or 3 rehearsals of us just trying that at home before we ventured out.
Yeah, and there's one moment in that opening sequence in particular where Margaret and Ed had to like time when they were going to pick up the bottle and drink from it to have that split second thing happen. It was pretty funny.
Is this...
Yeah, I think that we were doing a lot of it was timed almost down to the second.
Yeah.
And just to get your mouth to pronounce the words at the exact moment was, we were speeding it up, slowing it down, going really slow, then going really fast. And, it was kind of like a wave like this, but more like a roller coaster.
Totally. And we had to come up with these alarms. So we set like 25 alarms so that I would know when I had to move my mouth. And then, the actors, right? Margaret, you had to like pay attention and remember on the 6th alarm, that's when you have to pick up the drink. So the things we do for art, right?
Yes.
That's right. And me and one of my intern students at Youth Beat, where I teach, was our PA, and we were behind the doors, just like very incrementally, slowly opening the doors for the opening. And so, yeah, we got maybe a couple rehearsals in, but because of the amount of time it took, we really only got 2 shots at it. And the actors really did an amazing job at using the space really well too, and staying within frame and moving from the bed to these other places. And it ended up being choreographed, but it was a lot of appreciation for the actors being able to figure it out really quickly.
Yeah, they did such a good job.
Aww.
And what was kind of funny when Margaret also helped out with the styling, and in fact, the shirt I'm wearing in it was Margaret's. Now is mine because she's so nice and generous.
Looks better on you.
And it was kind of funny because we both showed up. Actually, like it was almost a mistake where I was wearing red on the top and black on the bottom, and you were wearing black on the top and red on the bottom. And I think one of the things that has been interesting for me with this process, like even writing the song was an emotional journey. This song took me a while to write because it did come from a really intense sort of traumatic emotional experience. And I think making the video had this similar, like it took a while to unfold and to see what like the depth of the vision was. And, because like one of the things I've been thinking a lot about is like, visibility of like my personal life in these kinds of artistic expressions. And I think trying to make something that people can relate to or learn from or feel something from is like way more important than the backstory. But the backstory is also what made the song and the video impactful. And so it's this really, as I've been like promoting this video and talking about it, it's like, how much do I want to share about my personal life? But it's also like, I'm putting my personal life into my art. And that's, it's a tricky business,
Kristen asked why only 2 takes. So I was just going to answer that question, which is the setup to set up that room with the lighting. Beth did such a gorgeous job with the lighting in this, choosing the lighting. I just love it so much. I love the color on one side of her face, and there are even these little color details that Beth helped with the colorization afterwards, where we kind of just made half of Bridget's face kind of look dead. And it was just really, really great ideas and great vision. And it took so long, and we had so much to do because we also had to shoot in the shower and get Briget playing music while in the literally water is pouring all over her. So we had such structured time. We did it all in 10 hours, which is a very short amount of time for the amount of shots we got with the lighting we got. So that was why, because we literally had to slow the song down. I think it was 12 times. And so it didn't translate. You can't hear the song at 12 times the speed. It just sounds like,
Right.
so it doesn't sound like anything. So that's why we had to do an alarm system, so that she literally would be like, okay, first alarm, bro, and then okay, second alarm, ka. And so we had to do that while the actors were moving at normal speed, so that they seemed like little hummingbirds, just bouncing off the walls and in their kind of Bacchanal experience. And because it took us I think it may have even been like an 8-minute take, we just couldn't take too much time with it in order to get everything else we needed to shoot. And also, it's we got one where we were like, I think we got it. And so instead of us kind of stretching it and beating it and getting exhausted, and I don't think Briget got out of that chair with the chains for 2 or 3 hours while we were setting up. So we also needed to move on.
3 hours.
The move where I take the chains off is the only time that happened. It was the most satisfying moment of the day. It was like, oh, get these things off of me.
Complete freedom.
So that wasn't acting in that moment in the video.
And we almost didn't do it. I'm so glad we did. Because we were like, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to track it and be able to capture it. But to Beth's credit, who was the cinematographer, they captured it in the one take.
That was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of planning that was involved in this part and for this music video. And, Jared and Briget did a lot of the pre-planning for the timing of everything. And then when they had me come on board, I, brought all the cinematography skills that I had and just, made it happen within the time constraints that we had to work within. And just, I think we did maybe one rehearsal for that chain breaking out of the chain thing. And, you didn't break out of the chains though. You just stood up. It was like, okay, this is what we're going to have to do and just go with it. And we just went with it and it just worked. So yeah. Sometimes we get lucky.
I'm curious, Margaret, how was like that experience of being like the sort of extended where I'm just like, bro, just that, like, I don't know. I'm just curious about what your experience of being an actor in a video like this was.
Well, I love collaboration no matter what. And it's really where magic happens with art, and so many different aspects of it, like directing and editing and cinematography and the maker of the music, and just everything together is my favorite thing about collaboration. It's just like everyone's taking what they have and bringing it together and making something beautiful. And this is perfect experience of that. And being in the background and just kind of going with the direction. It was interesting because you basically have to use your imagination a lot and just try to translate exactly what is being asked. And that's the challenge I love about acting or doing any art form, where you're like, this is the vision, and then you hopefully create, what everyone's thinking in your mind, and you go about it. And Ed was on it too. He was wonderful. And it was beautiful to watch. I'll say that. Just hearing you guys talk about, what your roles were, and just watching you so intently and intuitively work together. It was really beautiful. So it was kind of a combination of watching your process and just trying to provide what you were wanting and the vision of it all. So yeah, it was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it was so great to work with you. And I love, like, we got together beforehand and got to connect and talk about the emotion behind it, the story, you know, because your character was me, and you know, and it was interesting. We had to sort of build a relarelationship before.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I'm just so, I just want to give it all away because I think it's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
You know? But anyways, it was, for me, I think it was a really cool, like, it was such an intentional artistic project that like, and just how deep we got with thinking about things was really, really great. And, you know, right now it's such an interesting time where a lot of artists have a lot of time on their hands. And so, like, I'm curious about how people can continue to make art that's deeper and deeper, and like with this kind of reflection and intentionality. Like, I don't ever want to go back from making something that has this kind of intentionality behind it, you know, and this kind of incredible crew. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's a tribute to you, Briget, that you created so much space for when you approached me about this. You really had so much space, and you were so generous with the creativity, kind of handing it to me, being like, I trust you as a video person. And then that helped me be able to turn back to you and be like, well, what can we create together? What can we collaborate that feels really genuine and really truthful and even healing? I think that was the biggest goal in all of this, was to create something that was truly healing and purposeful for you and for your art and your expression, and mine as well. And I think that the hope was that if we're creating something that feels healing for us, then that will be felt, and that could ripple into those who watch it. And so, you know, what is it that what is our intention, and what are our actions doing to others who are watching this? Are we just creating an advertisement, or are we creating something that feels artful and that feels like an expression and a healing experience? And I think that you were really open to that when I was kind of talking that way, and you were really, really for that. And it required you being really vulnerable and really open to the process. And so I think when I watch this and when I talk to other people involved in the process, it's really exciting, because I think that's how it was able to get done, and that's how we were able to create this, you know, as you're an independent artist, right? You were doing this yourself. And so the fact that we were able to pull off something like this with what you have and with what we have, and everyone involved was so professional, but so willing to work together in order to make it work for an indie artist the best way we could. And I think it was your intentionality and your willingness to collaborate and be open to other artists' collaboration that created that. And so it's really beautiful that it coalesced.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I mean, that's my favorite way of working. You know, it's this, to be honest, like, being in quarantine has been emotionally and psychologically quite challenging, because I can't be in the same room making things with people. And so I'm doing as much as I can to facilitate and connect with my artistic friends, you know, and even this event today, I just feel like I couldn't put this out and be by myself in it, you know, and I felt that way recording the record, The Next Line. I mean, I had an incredible team of people who came together to make that happen. And you know, even further now, and Piper, hey Piper, how are you? Piper's here. There's so many great people here. Rob Jamner, Christopher, Kristen, Rob, Suzanne, Lanice. Oh my gosh, all my friends. This is so great. Travis, my brother-in-law, my mom.
Chris just talked about the guitar getting drenched, which we also, my friend Christopher, which we also
no functioning instruments were harmed in the making of
such a beautiful old guitar. How is that guitar doing, by the way?
It's not any worse than it was before it got wet. So it was definitely it was my friend Eli, who I think was watching as well. Thanks, Eli. He had it kind of sitting in his garage, and it worked out perfectly. yeah, but it's still in my living room and still sounds pretty terrible. So
Yeah, it was pretty beat, but it looked so pretty.
it looks so good. And also the snare drum survived well. We
Yeah.
drowned the snare drum a couple of times, and that worked out pretty well.
That poor little guitar, right? I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions, you know, before we go on with our process and all that with the video? Any questions? I guess continue, Briget, and see if
Yeah.
any questions pop up.
Oh, what I wanted to say was, you know, in this time, I think releasing art is a good opportunity to bring attention to different issues that are going on in the world. And so today, this event is to raise money for the what's it called? It's the California Women's Foundation. They have a fund that is dedicated to raising money for victims of domestic abuse. And I thought that the sort of healing in the video was related to that kind of fund. So I will put the link to that down below. Any questions popping up in there?
One was whether you're single, Margaret, which Margaret's happily married, but that's very sweet.
Yeah.
And oh, poor guitar. A lot of sentiment towards the guitar, which I understand.
You were gentle. You were gentle with that guitar, though. You were very gentle with it.
You were. There was a lot of talk right before we started about whether or not to actually do it. Were there any of the close-up vocal shots slowed down? So close-ups of Briget slowed down. So we did one take where there was a speeding up and slowing down, and it didn't translate. In my editorial opinion, it didn't translate, and I preferred the sped up, the reverse direction where it's really slowed down. So the idea of all that stuff, that close up in the shower stuff is slowed down, and then close up elsewhere is slowed down. We could have probably done those long takes, but like I was saying before, because those takes took so long, the sped up versions, we wanted to make sure we had time to get everything. But yeah, I ended up really loving the close-ups, and just like, especially with the water, I just loved seeing the water just very slowly moving, and then when we reversed it, it very slowly reversing back up. And I found that when I sped up the water, it didn't look like anything. It just kind of looked like rain. But we did do some where you had to sing slowed down, and then you had to sing, and then it would speed up, and you'd have to sing sped up, and then you'd slow down again. And I think we found that because we're already making this a pretty edited video, that it just didn't translate the way that opening shot and the way the other shots later on really translate really beautifully, I think. Let's see. And then poor guitar, listening to your CD. Seems like people are really supportive of your music, Briget. I'm sorry if you already covered this, but could you talk about the very final image of the video, reaching out to another chained hand? Yeah. I don't know that we want to tell you what we were thinking. I think we're kind of going for it being somewhat open-ended and what you wish to believe that is. Because I think, Briget, you have I think we had a really clear sense. It changed a few times too. At one point, it was going to be Margaret who's walking out and reaches up, but we decided it should be Briget. And yeah, I think we want to leave it open-ended for you to decide.
It looks like there's another question about the final shot with Briget holding the chain. Was it planned from the beginning?
Yes, it was planned. We had a really clean ending that was slightly different, and then the night before I talked to Briget, it was very planned. The whole thing was super scripted. Every shot was scripted. Everything we did was completely scripted, and we had to cut a few things here and there. And there's a couple shots that didn't make it into it that you didn't get to see. But every single thing, the way it happened, we scripted. And that final that final shot the night before, Briget and I were on the phone, and I said, I think it should be you at the end who reaches up, and that the hand is reaching out to you, and it now has the chains on it. Yeah,
and there's some details like throughout the video that I wanted to include that maybe you could look for when you watch it. Just little things that for me were really significant. That, just things to look for. It's like a scavenger hunt.
And then Briget, someone asked, they want to see the actual video. So we played it at the beginning, Kathleen, and Briget right now can post the link so that you can watch it, because it's now premiered on YouTube, so you can watch it.
Yeah, and one of the things that would be really great is everybody who's watching, if you wouldn't mind watching it again
And sharing
it, like on it, comment on it. Part of the thing about the way the world is right now is interacting with videos is a really good way to support your friends. And it doesn't take much, just a like and a comment and a couple watches, and it makes a big difference in the life of an independent artist.
I love that you all are asking about the chain hand, because I think that's the exact thing we're going for. We didn't want to end it in a way that's like, and that's what it's like to be in a hard relationship. Like we wanted it to be something symbolic, so that everyone maybe is left with that question, maybe thinks about it, what they think it is. I know that movies often and music videos leave me with that. I enjoy the most. If you could film anywhere in the world, solar system, where would you do the next one? That's for you, Briget.
It's funny because I've been thinking I actually would love to make a music video for all the songs on this record, because each one is really unique and I could really envision a really strong video for each one. But I would love to do Who Are We to Blame, like in New Zealand or something, and or in like Alaska with the melting ice caps, and it's a song about climate change and where we are at today, and it's become especially more relevant as we're heading into this global problem that is not being handled very well. And so yeah, I guess Alaska would be the next place. That'd be fun. I've never been there.
Glaciers.
Yeah.
Glaciers.
Where are we allowed to film? Maybe we'll go there.
Right. That's the question these days.
Right.
The padlock that was unlocked, was that on purpose? Oh yeah. Thanks, Genesis Furman. Yes, that was very, very, very purposeful. Because she's in chains the whole time. For me, it feels really clear why you're stuck. Like you're in chains. You're very much stuck in this place, in this experience. And then I think, there was the look down to the padlock, which I feel like it's okay for me to reveal what that is, because it seems more symbolic than it is like your personal experience. But I think the idea we were going for there is that so often we're chained to experiences, and the whole time it's already possible for us to release them. Sometimes we're constantly looking for a key to heal ourselves or to unlock something about ourselves, and yet it's never something we need to figure out. It's just there and ready to be released whenever we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for being here. Might be time for me to move into playing some music. And it's been so much fun to work on this project with all of you, and I hope we get to do more on different songs and in other projects, and hopefully we'll actually be able to be in person with each other soon. So once that happens, I'll have another release show, but maybe by then I'll have a third video. So I guess I'll thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. I'm so grateful to see you all here.
It's great to be here. Thanks, Briget.
Yeah, it's so good.
Thank you, Briget.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So everybody, just give me a second to set my audio up, and I'll pull these guys out of the stream. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Okay, so now, hi everybody. let's see what happens here when I try to get my audio rolling. Audio. Check. Check, check, check. Oh, that's really behind. Can you guys hear me? How does that sound? Great. Let me just change one more thing so that everything is more in line. Can you hear the guitar? Great, thanks, Eli. Oh, it's funny, the audio I'm hearing in my headphones is like 3 seconds behind, so I need to figure that out. I'll just play. The song's called Pick Up. It's the first single from my record, The Next Line, which is also the record that Salty Tears is on, so. Don't you tell me I can't cry. I hear stories whispered in the night. I have to stop and take these headphones off because it's too weird. Okay, here we go. Let me try again. Don't you tell me I can't cry. I hear stories whispered in the night. The story starts with once upon a time. Can you tell me my next line? The earth began to shake. 4 a.m. forced awake. When the music finally sings, I'll start counting it like telephone rings. Pick up, 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 pick up. I am naked at your feet, drawn in by your radiant heat. Our home, the one thing that we know, it's built of bricks and colored indigo. Crawling in my skin, waiting on forever to begin. I am stuck in one day at a time. Take the call, report the crime. Pick up, 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 pick up. Pick up, pick up, pick up. Leave a message at the tone. everybody. Oh, thanks, you guys. You're so sweet. And all these nice little compliments coming in. You're so nice, everybody. Again, my name's Briget Boyle. I'm going to see if I can get this rolling because I would love to be able to hear myself. Monitors. Let's see what happens when I do this. Nope, that's not it. Okay, it's not going to happen, maybe. How about this? Check, 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 check. 9. Okay, I'm going to play a song called Magic Trick. Magic Trick I wrote when I was on a retreat, a solo retreat by myself. And, you know, it's become interesting to think about it in terms of quarantine and, you know, solitude and how important it is as an artist to find those times, those moments of being alone with one's thoughts and able to have space for creativity to come in and such. So that's what this song is about. Thanks, Sandy. I know I'm not sure what's happening with the delay. I did all these sound checks beforehand and things are a little funny, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it's totally, is it delayed everywhere? My goodness gracious. What a bummer. Let me just double check some things, you guys. Sorry. I'm not sorry. It's the way it is. Let's see. Check, 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 check. That is so delayed. So much fun. I love when things are weird. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. Yeah. All right. Well, let's just keep on going. I got a little audience here. Got to make sure that it's going to just be fine. And if you need to go and listen to the actual songs from the record, you can do that on Bandcamp. Briget Boyle, next line. That's a good way to find it. So, but in the meantime, here's Magic Trick. I learned a magic trick, a disappearing act, a little hideout from the world, displacing memories, replacing them with remedy. A starry night, a cabin in the woods. The air was cold in there, the middle of nowhere. I chose to listen from the start. Hours passed into days, the silence dripped away. I slowly came apart. I find I'm amazed, solitude. I sang of days gone by, hummed a lullaby, remembered how to breathe. No way to be misunderstood, alone, me and the firewood. No one to hear me but the trees. I find I'm amazed, solitude. And now I'm mesmerized, enchanted by this exercise. There's no more normal left in me. No way to be misunderstood. Alone, me and the firewood. No one to hear me but the trees. I find I'm amazed. Solitude. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Let me see what people are saying over here. Oh yeah, I am using Loopback. I had it all. It was working earlier today, so sorry about this delay here. It's really weird why it goes wrong. Nobody knows, and as Rob Jamner says, it usually goes great, but then there's so many places to investigate when it goes wrong. So, and I don't want to bore you with that situation. So I'm going to play one more song, and Harlow, could you get my capo, which is on the table? And my spouse is going to bring me my capo, which I forgot in the other room. And I'm going to play, thank you very much, the second to last song on the next line, which is called Heart-Shaped Mirror. And I'm hoping this will be, is your aux tracks cut? What are you talking about? Yep. That's all. It's all as we had it set last night, Genesis. So, oh well, I'm just going to keep playing, and it seems like it sounds okay, so that's good. Yeah, Heart-Shaped Mirror is hopefully going to be one of the next music videos. I've been wanting to make a video for this one, and if you have a moment to go and listen to the full band rendition of Heart-Shaped Mirror, and all these songs, they're on Spotify and all over iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, everything. So just take a minute and check those things out. I really appreciate you all being here. So I'm going to play this song, and then I want to go out with another little thing. So stick around. So here's Heart-Shaped Mirror. There's a heart-shaped mirror in my chest. It's covered over with a bulletproof vest. It's got jagged edges that protect the parts interior I tend to neglect. That heart-shaped mirror fell to the floor just when you were looking
just like a mirror to a former me. Look closely and you will find a piece of me that you left behind, behind, and I won't be broke for much longer, I'll say. I pack away pennies with each passing day. And that heart-shaped mirror, I carry it with me. Look closely and you will find a piece of you that you left behind, behind, Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Briget Boyle, and I just see so many people that I love. Hi, Anne. Hey, Bud. Hey, Genesis. Michael. Sandy. Oh, my gosh. Travis. Rob. Jared. I just love you all so much. And I'm so grateful that you came here on a beautiful Saturday. After this, I insist that you all go outside at least for a few minutes. I'm going to go take a walk. And as we go out, I want to share my music video, Keep It Simple, with you, because it is a good thing to attempt to keep it simple, especially in these days. So I'm gonna do this in just a moment. And again, I made this video with Jared Swanson, who also directed Salty Tears. And if you want to go and watch Salty Tears again, please do watch it, share it, like it, comment, and all those things. That would be really, really helpful to me as an independent artist. And just in these times and able to keep yourselves doing okay. Where is this video? Give me a second to find it. I'm very sorry. This was supposed to be a smooth thing. Let me know if you want to connect around anything music related, if you want to chat about how to stay creative in these times. I'm also producing the I Need Space Music Festival. The next festival will be on June 20th. So if you're around, come and check it out. It's a queer music festival that's live streaming. And there's a lot of other really cool things coming up in my world. And so it's been really lovely to see you all today. And I am almost there with this thing here. And I just want to say one more time, goodbye to you. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the video. Keep it simple. And then come back and watch Salty Tears again and again and again. Share it with everybody you know. And thank you for being here. Much love to you. Okay. Bye-bye. whisper in my ear, tell me I look stunning today. Kiss me, my dear. There are no games to play. I know, you know, that we have so much time to be grateful for all the treasures we find. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Hold me at bedtime. Chase all my monsters away. Wake up together, ready to face each day. How did we find this without even looking around? Show up and listen. Stand here on solid ground. Keep it simple. Keep it
Good evening, everyone. It is